Okay, so please type yes on the chat box. It's located on the right side of your screen. So if the audio is clear and if you can see my screen, please type yes. Okay, for those who who acknowledge, how about the rest? Okay, I think everything is good. Okay, so good morning again, everyone, and thank you for joining me this morning. So we will be talking about how we can create five-star job advertisements. But let's just discuss some of our house rules. Okay, so if you notice, everyone is put on mute. This is to avoid any background noises. Okay, so if you feel that you can hear some background noise, please let me know. So use the chat box facility again. Okay, and no need to write down anything or take down notes because I will be giving a copy of the presentation an hour after I end the session. Okay, and if you have any concerns or questions along the way, again, there is a chat box function, so please feel free to let me know. Okay. So let me first introduce myself. I am Kathleen Marie Pinheiro. I'm one of the Customer Relations Officer of JobStreet.com Philippines. And just a little background, I've been with the company for 3 years now. And during this time, I've been sharing best practices with HR professionals about recruitment. All right, so the title of our module or session is Creating Five-Star Job Advertisements. Okay, so our objective for the session is really to help you create a quality job advertisement that would attract serious and relevant candidates. Okay, so at the end of the day, what we really want is for us to be able to get a hire. Okay, not just any type of hire, but relevant and serious ones. Okay, so how can you achieve that goal? Okay, it is through a quality job advertisement. Okay, so our discussion will really focus on how you can achieve in creating a quality job ad. So this is the outline of the things that you'll be talking about. First, we will discuss the importance of a quality job advertisement. Okay, then we will also talk about or define what a five-star job ad is. And then we will proceed with creating a five-star job advertisement. So we will not really focus on the how-tos, but more of the principles, because I think most of you here already know how to create a job advertisement. Okay, so what we will really focus is the principles behind a five-star job advertisement. And lastly, we will be discussing the key takeaways before I end the session. Okay, so first topic, the importance of quality job advertisement. So we all know that right now we have what we call a war for talent. Okay, so actually there are a lot of good candidates, but the challenge there is that these candidates or these quality candidates also have a lot of choices. Okay, so we need to stand out. Okay, in terms of job advertisements, okay, we need to be informative and persuasive to attract them. Because let's admit it, okay, let's accept the fact that we have a lot of competitors. Okay, there are a lot of vacancies as well from other companies. Okay, and we are tapping the same candidate pool. Okay, because we want quality candidates. Okay. So when our sourcing begins, usually what we do is we post our job ads or we post our job vacancies. Okay, so this is what connects us hirers to the candidates. Okay, and we might have to make sure that what we have are quality job advertisement. Okay, so how do we define a quality job ad? There's just two things that you need to remember. It should be informative and persuasive. Okay, so put this in mind. It's easy to remember. Okay, quality job advertisement is informative and persuasive at the same time. Okay, so informative in a way that all the information that a candidate would want to know about a certain vacancy or a certain job is there in your advertisement. Okay. Because of course, if you're a candidate, you would want to know if you're fit for that certain vacancy. So it has to be informative. Okay. And then next is persuasive. Okay. It's as if your advertisement is talking to the candidate that this job is actually for you. Okay, so it should persuade the candidates to click on apply so that you will have a quality application. Okay. So you might wonder where your job advertisement will be seen after you have posted it. Okay, so there are two things that would happen, and this happens simultaneously. Okay, so once you post your advertisement, the thing that will happen is that it will be posted on our website. Okay, so when you click on post, you can visit JobStreet.com website to see if your advertisement is already up. Okay, and the other thing that will happen is that we send offers. For those of you who have JobStreet accounts as candidates, I'm sure you're familiar with this one. Okay, you receive this on your emails. Okay, so these are email alerts from Lina. Okay, these are the advertisements that match the preferences that you have. Okay, so for in the website, what we are targeting are active candidates. Okay, active because they are the ones who are religious in searching for jobs. Okay, so they usually visit our website from time to time and type in some keywords when searching for advertisements. Okay, and the next thing is the less active candidates. Okay, so we are targeting them through the email alerts. Okay, so they're not usually on the website searching for jobs. What they do is they wait for opportunities. Okay, so usually they check their emails and see if the email alerts would match their preference. Okay. There's also another channel that we use. Okay, we call it as resume search, or right now it's popularly known as talent search. And what we are targeting here are the passive candidates. Okay, some are already employed. Okay, and a way for us to tap them is through resume or talent search. Okay, so we actually have a separate session for this one. Okay, but just a little background. What happens in talent search is that you have an access to JobStreet.com's database, candidate database, and it's like searching through Google. There will be a search bar, and all you need to do is type in the position title, keywords like location, skills. Okay, and when you click on search, there will be resumes that would appear on the search on the results page, and you just need to download the resume that you're interested in, and then contact the candidate immediately. So that's how resume or talent search works. This is more challenging than job advertisement because you need a lot of convincing skills here, and you really have to encourage the candidates to take a look or consider the job offer that you have. Okay, so again, for those of you who are interested, don't worry because we have a separate session for this one, and I will show you the link later for the webinar schedule. Okay, so whether you are tapping active candidates, less active, or even passive candidates, all of them have the same questions in mind when they are considering to apply to a certain job ad or position. Okay, so we have here, for example, Mr. Mark Grupo. Okay, so let's consider him as a quality candidate. Okay, so when he looks at this at a certain job ad, he would have these questions. Okay, first is, do I want to work in this location? Does it meet my salary expectations? Can I do this job well? What's in it for me? And can I trust this company? Okay, I'm sure we have been candidates at some point, and we also have these considerations. Okay, we have to make sure first if you are actually fit for that vacancy. Okay, so these questions, we call them as the fit questions. Okay, it would answer if you're a location fit, if you're salary fit, function fit, okay, culture fit for the position or to the vacancy. Okay, so that's why when we will create our advertisement, make sure that we answer all of these questions. Okay, that's why, as I've mentioned earlier, a quality job advertisement is informative. So these can be your guide questions when you are drafting your advertisement. Okay, so make sure that the answers are present in your job ad. So don't worry, we will discuss it in detail as I go along. Okay. So what is a five-star job advertisement? I'm sure that you already know that a five-star job ad means a quality job advertisement. So when we hear of the word five-star, what we usually associate it with is like five-star hotels, five-star restaurants, meaning they are of high quality Okay, and they only target a certain pool or a certain profile. Okay, so same with a five-star job advertisement. It is a quality job advertisement, and what you are targeting are not just any type of candidate pool, but the serious and relevant ones. Okay, so these are the five things that you need to remember, which characterizes a five-star job ad. Okay, so first, it should be findable online. It should have proper matching, insightful and relevant content, attractive and complete editorial, and lastly, it should be compliant to the legal guidelines. Okay, so just remember these five parameters of a five-star job advertisement. Okay, so let's first discuss job advertisements findable online. Okay, so you have to make your job ad easy to find in the website, not just in our website, but also in other search engines like Google. Okay, so how can you make your job ads findable? So let's have just a quick exercise. Okay, so I have here some position samples of position title. Okay, and please let me know if which among the two would you prefer. Like for example, if you're the candidate and you would look at it in some search engines like our website or even Google, okay, which among the two would you actually apply? Would you apply to? Okay, so first is account servicing versus key account manager. So as a candidate, which is clear, which is more clear to you, account servicing or key account manager? Can you get your answers? You can type it on the chat box. Would you apply to account servicing or key account manager? Okay, we have an answer, key account manager. How about for the rest? Do you agree? Okay. So these position titles are both correct, but what we suggest for you to use is the key account manager because it's more common. Okay, and I can also see from your answers that most of you chose key account manager. Okay, so this is more common and a lot or majority of our candidates would understand this better. Okay, so this will give them a better understanding of what the job ad is all about. Okay, let's have another example. Okay. Habitat manager versus office manager. What's your answer? Habitat manager or office manager? Okay, so it's all answers are office manager. Habitat manager is a trendier position title, so it's quite new. Okay, but not everyone would actually understand what this position is about. Okay, so some might have the impression that it's about maybe working in a zoo or something to do with animals or environment. Okay, but so that's why you have to choose the more common one, okay, which is office manager. Okay, so next is software developer versus Java developer. Now, in this case, both are actually correct, or you can use either of the two. Okay, if you're looking for someone who will do general functions as a developer, then you can choose software developer. But if it's specific to a certain language like Java, then you can choose Java developer. Okay, so what is your key takeaway from this one? Okay, the thing that you need to remember is basically just choosing the most common position title. Okay, don't use any internal titles because not everyone will understand what it is about. Okay, so make sure that there are no jargons, just use layman's term. Okay, and as much as possible, don't make your position title very long. I know some of you, especially in the BPO industry, you choose very long position title. Maybe sometimes you really have to do that, but make sure that the position is still clear. Okay, because again, the candidates when they type in keywords like the position title, they use the most common ones. Okay, so it will help make your job ads findable online. Okay, so I hope everything is clear on this one. Okay, so to make your job ads findable, choose the most common position title, something that majority of the candidates would understand. Okay. So next is proper. So if you create your advertisement, you would notice that the first portion, okay, under job details, you are asked to enter the position level, job specialization, work location, and salary. Okay, so and you would notice that there is a red asterisk beside them, meaning that they are mandatory fields. Okay, so these four are actually the anchors of Lina when doing the matching. Okay, so as I've mentioned, we are sending Lina email alerts to the candidates. Okay, so after you post the advertisement. So these are the four things that our system use when matching your advertisement to our candidate database. Okay, so that's why you really have to make sure that all these four are aligned with each other. Okay, and they are correct. Okay, so for example, you are looking for a sales manager post. Okay, you're advertising for sales manager. Of course, your position level should be manager. It shouldn't be supervisory or fresh grad. Okay. For job specialization, there are certain options there for sales. If it's for corporate, then you can choose sales corporate. If it's retail, there's also an option for that. Okay. Do not choose human resources or manufacturing because some clients they get confused with job specialization and their industry. So for example, their company's industry is into manufacturing, so what they put in their job specialization is something about manufacturing, but their vacancy is about HR. Okay, so don't get confused with job specialization and industry. Okay, for the work location, okay, make sure that you put your specific location, like your what is your complete address for your office, or where would be the candidate be deployed if ever you would accept him or her for the position. Okay, so this will help you answer the fifth question, do I want to work in this location? Okay, so we did a lot of surveys and we found out that location is actually top two, okay, of the things that the candidates are considering, okay, especially in the metro, in the city, because of traffic. Okay, so they would want to know if the commute is convenient for them. Okay, so that's why in your advertisement you have to be transparent to them. Okay, and next is the salary. I know that some of you are hesitant to display your salary on your job advertisements because of confidentiality reasons. Okay, there's actually an option for you to hide your salary. Okay, but make sure that you enter the correct salary range. Okay, so this will also be used to match your advertisement to the candidates, because on the candidate side they also enter what is their preferred salary. Okay, so make sure that you put this one, and we made it easier for you to benchmark. We have there the similar positions average salary. Okay, so this is an auto suggestion of the system based on the previous details that you have entered, like the position level, job specialization, and the work location. Okay, so for example, this is the average salary range that other hirers indicated with the same parameters. Okay, so you can use this to benchmark if your salary is competitive enough with similar industries, if it's at par, okay, with other industries. All right. Okay. So next thing is entitlement. Okay, so this will help you answer, can I do this job well, and what's in it for me? Okay, so if you're the candidate, you would want to know if you are function fit for the position. Okay, so this is basically the meat of your job advertisement. Okay, and you can do this in your job description. Okay, so this, aside from the responsibilities and the requirements, you also have there a job summary. Okay, so it doesn't have to be very long, maybe 2 to 4 sentences. Okay, so this will basically discuss or indicate the summary of your job or the gist of the function. Okay, and next is your responsibilities. Okay, what we suggest is for you to position it in a way that you are talking to the candidates. Okay, instead of putting responsibilities, you can rephrase it into your responsibilities will include. So it's like you're talking to the candidates. Okay, and for the requirements, instead of putting simply requirements, you can choose maybe what you need to succeed. Okay, it's like telling the candidates what's in it for them as well. Okay, so make it like a two-way communication. Okay, not just very one-way, like what will benefit the company, but also what will benefit the candidates. Okay, so this is how you can position your job description. Okay, so again, make it insightful and relevant. Okay, you can list now maybe top five of the main functions and top five of the mandatory requirements. Okay. Next, we have attractive and so let's admit it, a lot of us are visuals. Okay, so we retain more information if we see pictures other than just pure text. Okay, so this one, we have created a rich job ad template in Siva. Okay, so all you need to do is just really fill it out. Okay. Okay, let me just first do a audio check because I can see in the chat box that there's some problem with the audio. Can you hear me well? Is the audio still clear on your end? Okay. Please let me know if okay, if the audio is not clear anymore. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's proceed. All right. So I've mentioned we have a rich job ad template. Okay, so for this one, okay, so there is some background noise. Okay, noted on that. Okay, so for attractive and complete editorial, all you need to do is to fill out our rich job ad template. Okay, so you have there the header image. Okay, so this should be something that would reflect what your industry is about. Some clients, what they do is they post their logo as their header image. Okay, if you have Facebook profiles, we have a cover photo, right? This is similar to the header image. So don't choose the same profile picture as your header image or as your cover photo. So choose an image that would best reflect what your industry is about. And for your company logo, I'm sure that all companies have this one. So this is your identity as your company. This is your branding. Okay, you can upload it as well. Next is the insightful photos. Okay, so you can actually upload a maximum of 10. Okay, so this will highlight your work culture or your work environment. Okay, so the suggestions for photos that you can upload are your company activities, like for example, like if you have Halloween parties, Christmas parties, team building activities, you can post those pictures there. And even the facade of your building or your workstations. Okay, if you have awards, you can also put the pictures there. What else? Even your products and services, you can also upload those photos. Okay, because all of these would help the candidates have an idea what your work environment is. Okay. Next would be your company overview, and lastly is your why join us. These two would help you answer, can I trust this company? Okay, through your company overview, you can give the impression that you are an established company. Okay, you can put there your mission and vision. Okay, a little background on your history. What are your products and services? Okay, and you don't have to make it very long, especially because most of our candidates, they usually browse through the job advertisement on their mobiles. So what they do is they pick up phrases, okay, or keywords. So make it short, concise, but very insightful as well. Okay, and next would be why join us, which would help you answer what's in it for me. Okay, so the three things that you can highlight in your why join us is your company culture. Okay, if you are a values-driven company, then you can put there what are the values that you really believe in, so that the candidates would also have an idea if they would be culture fit in your company. Okay. Also highlight your advancement. So what are the other things that you offer? Okay, that would enhance the career growth of your employees. Like for example, do you offer um, seminars? Okay, do you give education assistance for masteral degrees? Okay, so you can put those things there. And then lastly is the rewards. Okay, so aside from the traditional benefits, like, of course, salary, health benefits, and things like that, what are the other perks that you give to your employees? Okay, so if you have, let's say, commissions and incentives, okay, you can also put it here. So this will help you attract the right candidates. Okay, so once you're done with everything, make sure that you click on preview ad, okay, and review everything. Okay, make sure that it is compliant to the legal guidelines. Okay, so these are the things that you need to consider or to remember. Okay, of course, there should be no age, gender, and race biases. Okay, we do not want to be discriminatory with our advertisements. Okay, in other countries, it's very strict. I'm sure in SG and here in the Philippines as well. Okay, there are some government mandates already for age, gender, and race. Okay, so if, for example, that certain advertisement really require a specific gender, let's say construction worker, you really require someone who's female, it's okay to put it there, but make sure that there is a justification. Okay, and maybe you can put preferably instead that it should be male. Okay. Next, no curse words, of course, no lewdness or suggestion of any obscenities, no training advertisements. Again, what we are advertising are jobs and not trainings. No multiple positions in one job advertisement. Okay, so please remember that one job ad is only good for one position. Okay, this will confuse the candidates if you have a lot of position titles in one job ad, and this will disrupt the matching as well. Okay, so if you are posting for sales manager, then make sure that you only put sales manager as your position title. Okay, don't put sales manager slash HR manager slash receptionist. Okay, so this will really confuse the candidates. And lastly, no reposting of job advertisements within 14 days. Okay, so for example, you've posted the sales manager position today, and then you repost the same ad after 3 days. That's not advisable because you will only be targeting the same type of profiles. Okay, so instead of encouraging them to apply to your vacancy, it will discourage them because it's like spamming them, especially for in the Lina email alerts. Okay, so wait for 14 days before reposting the same ad. Okay, so just click on preview ad for you to see the interface of your job ad and to review if it is compliant with the legal guidelines. Okay, so for SG, okay, please refer to TAFEP. Okay, you have there the guidelines for gender, race, religion, family status, language, and nationality. Okay, so make sure that you do not violate any of this. Okay. Then for the Philippines, make sure that you also refer to DOLE for the minimum salary. Okay, so make sure that the salary range that you're offering is not below minimum wage and it differs per region. So you can visit their website to check what is the accepted range per region. Okay. All right. So before we move on to our questions, do you have clarifications or questions with all the things that we have discussed? Questions so far? Okay, we have another question. What options do we have if having creative job titles is part of the employer branding, but we still want the job title to be findable by candidates? Okay, so okay, for this one, what I suggest, okay, you can put the creative job title and then just really specify in your job description what the advertisement or what the vacancy is all about so that it would be still clear to the candidate what the function is. Or if you want to really make it findable, maybe you can put in close parentheses and write the common position title for that. Okay, so you can do that. Okay, write the creative job title, then put the enclosed parentheses, then indicate there what is the equivalent to a common position title. For example, if you want to put habitat manager, okay, that's fine. Then just put in close parentheses office manager so that it's clear to the candidate. And when you put the keyword, it would still be there. Any more questions? aside from the position titles, any questions, let's say with the matching, what else with your editorial, any questions? Actually, creating a five-star job ad is not that hard. Okay, just remember all the criteria. Okay, and make sure that you make your advertisement informative and persuasive. That's all you need to remember. Okay, and in my opinion, what you need to do is when drafting your advertisement, make sure that you put yourself on the shoes of the candidate. Okay, so if you are the candidate, would you actually apply to the advertisement that you are creating? Okay, so you can use that as your guide when creating an advertisement. Okay, so if there are no more questions, let's proceed with our key takeaways. Okay, all your ads 5-star because what we want are quality candidates. Okay, so make it findable online. Okay, it should have proper matching, insightful and relevant content, attractive and complete editorial, and of course, it should be compliant to all the legal guidelines. Okay, so if we have a 5-star job ad, then it will help us address our challenges on low applications, irrelevant candidates, no shows, and also would help us improve our company branding. Okay, so we have here a checklist for a 5-star job advertisement. So don't worry, this will be included on the copy of the presentation. Okay, so you can print this section and you can use this as your checklist when you are creating your job ads moving forward. Okay, so make sure that the yes column will be checked. Okay, yeah, so you have there 9 parameters. Okay, so if you have questions, okay, you can email us in our different corporate email addresses. It's different per region, so please just take note of them. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me this morning. It's just a short session. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope moving forward, you'll be confident in creating 5-star job advertisements. Okay, so if there are no more questions, I will be ending the session now, but I hope you'd also take the time to answer our short feedback form that will be prompted once you exit the session. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.